Hi everyone! So I decided, like I was mentioning, for those that maybe saw a couple, like the other videos I made, I was always mentioning and kind of complaining about the fact that, moaning about the fact that I cannot make as much content as I wish I could because I only have one brain and two hands, and the French version of like the main like audience is French, so I cannot do many things in English, unfortunately. But I decided that this time I was gonna go for energies of the month of March 2020, general. So it won't be for a specific sign. Maybe it will resonate with you, maybe not. We're gonna, well, you're the only one who knows if it resonates or not. But I wanted to do something, and so the way I'm going to go around this is to do just like general energy for the month of March. Let's see what's in store for the month of March. Because the audience is different, I feel that the viewers are also different, and perhaps we will get something that is not similar to the French. I don't know, we'll see. I'm taking a small little tarot that it looks very children-like, but it's not really children-friendly. You'll see it's a bit darker and deeper than what we might think, and that's why I picked this one. Because if you feel uncomfortable and you're kind of triggered by seeing one of the cards, maybe it means that there's something you could work on personally that has to do with your own resolved trauma or issues. So that's why I like sometimes to take tarot that are a bit more, let's say, on the darker side of the game, so that we can go dive a bit deeper into the unconscious. And this is the sign that I need to stop shuffling, so I'm stopping. Energy for the month of March 2020. Alrighty, let's see the back of the deck. We have the Death, woohoo, and the Lovers. So in essence, we're making some choices. The Moon, wow, intense month. So, walking on eggshells. So I think we're coming to terms with a situation that was not comfortable, but that somehow we had to deal with, and we were put through because life wanted us to grow and to grow stronger out of it. It makes me think of the fakir, you know, those Indian masters that can sit on planches with nails, you know, like those metallic things. Fakir, I think you say fakir. So if you don't see what I mean, well, this card represents it pretty well. It's, for me, maybe through the month there's still some residues of that, but I think we're moving out of that. This idea of having to walk on eggshells, not feeling that we're in the best disposition to move forward, because on the opposite, actually, I would say that it's the perfect time to start really wanting to move on and to transition from one place to another, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally. With I digged straight in the tarot, but the Tao on top is really showing us that hard work is paying off, and being disciplined with oneself and kind of cutting with people or situations that were not really serving us is going to do us good. And there's a sort of having to come to terms with things that you did that were not made out of authenticity, or that were not in alignment with who you are. So we can see that by being more yourself, and also having the courage to stand up for what you believe and for your own self, without being selfish, just being honest and preserving of your energy and of your time, and perhaps of even your money. By doing this hard choice that we see on the beneath the deck, we see that we have the Lovers and the Death, which are two major arcanas. We also have the Moon, so we have the more major arcanas, the more important the changes are in your life. So I would say that for March, for a lot of us, a lot of people, there's really this idea of a renewal. Maybe it's the beginning of spring that also brings new energy in. But for me, there were hard choices to make, whether it's professional or personal, that you did make. For me, it's really clear that there were two homes. There's two paths or maybe more that you could have chosen. And somehow you feel that the path you took was had to be put to an end to be able to make a shift for something else. And it's something that is thought through. It's not just something spontaneous, a bit kind of some sort of just a caprice, like we say in French, like some sort of just childish desire. It's something that you've thought about and you want to go for what's bringing you joy and happiness in your life. And I think the month is really going to be an important one for a lot of people, because we're really talking about a really deep transformation that would link to the death card and the idea of renewal of energy and of people, and also to be able to leave behind what's old, to let some room to make more room for new things to grow in there. For me, it's definitely, it has to do to some level with family or your partner if you're in a relationship with someone sentimentally. There's really an idea perhaps of breaking up with someone that you feel that is not longer the right partner for you, not a suitable match for you on the long term. Maybe it's family that you realize you have to cut bonds and try to get away from people that are in your family that don't have your best interest at hand. With the Seven of Swords, we can see that the choice was really crippling. For me, there were choices that were really hard to make. Perhaps that may be the reason why you might feel a bit guilty and some sort of regrets of having quote-unquote lost time, is because you were scared and you made some of those choices out of fear and really not out of consciousness and out of integrity. And don't blame for yourself for this. Just try to make amends if you did really screw up with some people or in your work situation, and try to move forward with this new knowledge that you gained, not to make the same mistake twice. With the Three of Pentacles, we can really see that maybe there were compromises to be made when it came to the workplace, and maybe the reason why it got a bit shaky in there is, as for the professional, it seems that maybe you did things just for the money without really being authentic and without taking in consideration the ripple effects that your choices could have on your family, your work partner, or even more generally, I would say, in terms of, conscious in life, in your environment. I think there were crappy choices made, and now you have to make up for that and kind of pay the price for those crappy choices. And that's why you're going through perhaps a period right now where it's not really safe. It doesn't really feel safe. Maybe you don't feel really good about yourself. Maybe there are some regrets popping up here and there, but know that it was part of your also learning experiences, and maybe you needed that in order to move on. For me, there's also this idea of connecting to the moon energy, which has to do with most of the time, let's say, the mother. So if you have a troubled relationship with your mother, or you were kind of delusional about something, definitely in March you will get out of this illusion pretty harshly if you try to to keep it the way it is, and you're kind of locking up the change will happen whether you want it or not. So the more you go with the ride and you actually acknowledge what is and not what could be or what you thought it could be, but just the reality of facts, the easier it'll be to just move on and get to the next stage of your life with more ease. The Nine of Swords really talks about stress. So for a lot of people, March is going to be somehow stressful because of the choices that have to be made professionally, the choices that you have to do concerning your love life, or the lack of it thereby. And we can see that there's also I think it has to do with locking up and feeling a bit threatened when it comes to the finances or the security of the home, your home. It's like, what is my home? What are the people that I can count on? What is real and what is not? There's really some sort of threat, but I think the threat is mostly the thing that you project in your mind, not so much the real actual events that will be throughout the month. I think it's more of a mental thing. That's where the discipline of the mind comes into play, because you have to be able to evaluate whether the fears are real or whether you're just projecting. And this is going to be mission numero uno of this month for many of us, is this idea of not getting fooled by the what ifs, or by people that might try to threaten you with options and ideas and things that are not in alignment with who you are. But most of the stress, you're going to put it on yourself. So there's really something that has to be stabilized in the mind, and also in the finances. If you spend foolish this month, try not to spend in not really useful things. There's a need for safety that comes with the Four of Pentacles. So for me, there's a lack of safety in many aspects of life, and it's an uncomfortable. I would say that March will teach a lot to a lot of us, but it's not really a comfortable month, because we have to reevaluate and reassess most of what we've actually tried to work on for the past years, or perhaps even, month, or perhaps years. But for me, hopefully the end of the month will really leave us with pretty much blank page, start a new chapter of your life. That's how I perceive this month. So it might be challenging, but I think by the end of it, you'll see that everything on the while was worthwhile. And the Six of Swords has to do with healing. So whether it's emotional, or balancing your finances, or coming to terms with family's issues and work issues, we will come to terms with things that have to be left behind in order to move on, you know. I struggle to shuffle those. So, mois de mars. Let's see what other info we can get. Because, let's be honest, this doesn't sound very lovey-dovey, but it sounds like choices have to be made, and this month, do not stay passive. I repeat, do not stay passive. You have to act. You have to take actions. Yeah, darkest fears. Nine of Swords, Nine of Swords. The Empress. Nurture what's good. Nurture what is actually making yourself, what is making you feel good about yourself. Don't feed into the fear of the mind. It's a bit this type of situation, or you stay stuck and you stay there where you are and you don't take any risks and you just stay in some sort of crippling routine, or you're trying to break the mold and really try something else. We'll see. Last shuffle. Those are getting really hard to shuffle. I don't know why. Anyway. I need to charge them, I think. Well, so, month of March. Complément. What will be our resources? What will help us dive through this month? Let's discover this. Release. Death card. Incredible. Queen of Cups, you have to release energy and you have to release emotions that have been stuck in you for such a long time. If you've been dating someone and you just know it's not the right person, maybe it's time to end it. And if you have feelings for someone and you thought that you couldn't tell them, maybe in March it's the right time to get this out of your chest, even though you might be scared of rejection. You may express yourself, give it a try. Who knows where it will lead, you know? Yeah, change in the love life for sure. So, death. So we're really going through a massive, drastic change. Share the love. I'm telling you, there's something that has to be put into the light, and there's some stuff that old emotions and resentments that have to be cleared. For me, there's really an idea of using the mind in the right way, and in a way that is serving you once again. The 3 talks about heartache. So maybe you're going through a breakup right now. Maybe you're going through some deception, like I said, some deception according to the moon card with the family, perhaps. Maybe you have to heal something that has to do with your mother, your father, sister, feminine. I would say more feminine, feminine figure in your life that you're not okay with. And it's about being able to just open up to life and open up to love for those that have just became blasé and that don't believe in it anymore. This month is about also somehow putting the pieces of the jigsaw together to get the greater picture and see that love is one of the key components of some sort of nurturing energy that you need in your life. You need to implement in your life. You need to get out of this cold in the head way of thinking to get back more into your heart. This will help to release what needs to be released. You need to let go of the need to control everything. Those go well together, actually. And you need to let go of this thirst for what you feel is the best thing for you, to just let some room for spontaneity, opportunities, and also for love to just show up. Wow. Whew. It's going to be a really intense month. Maybe it's the right time to start therapy, man, for those that might need it, or to get some help somehow. Dreams, love, guidance. Choose love. Love is the most powerful force of change. Dreams. See bigger. Have bigger dreams. Invisible forces are there to be able to support you, especially through your dreams. So if you make really weird dreams, or dreams that feel very vivid and that give you somehow some sort of a feeling that there's some sort of that you can relate to it, write them down as soon as you wake up, or try really to be conscious of your dreams and even your daydreaming, because this will give you an insight on what needs to be worked on when it comes according to the unconscious that will express itself through the dreams at night. Love, I'm really emphasizing on love because that's what it is about apparently this month, about rekindling with people, with a community, with a sense of feeling that you belong somewhere, that you can share what you have to the world, and that you can be just who you are and be loved just as you are, not because you do things, not because you're financially successful, not because you're good looking, just for who you are as a human being with a living, beating heart and a desire to connect with people, or a desire to let go of people that you cannot connect with. Ask for help, man. If you need it, ask for help this month. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm sorry. It's not coming. Okay. All right. I'm gonna finish on perhaps maybe archetypes would be a good one in this, given in regards to that. What kind of archetypes will help us through the month of March? Okay, maybe not the archetypes. Goddess, and we have the light attributes because it didn't come out reversed. The feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. The moon, I was telling you about the feminine energy at the beginning. You have to connect with your yin. The yin and the yang go together. They go hand in hand. They cannot be separated. Yin is more of the feminine, anchored in life, in reality, and earthly realms. And the yang is more the masculine, paternal figure that is more in the yang energy. So this month, try to cultivate and nurture your yin. So self-care, everything that has to do with motherly loving energy, love, being a good mother for oneself, being able also to be able to express your sexuality, your physical needs, you know, to be in nature, to be eating good food, enjoying life in essence. That's what it's about. I'm going to end up, and I'm going to cut the video there. I'm just going to end up with one last thing. Actually, I'm going to use that. It's in French, but I think I will be able to. Maybe the pono. Pono would be good. Oponopono. Let's go for oponopono. It'll be in French, don't worry. I'll translate it as best as I can. And for those that know the pono, oponopono is a Hawaiian kind of way of life, shall I say, that is very beneficial to forgiveness, letting go. So it might work for people that are really resentful right now of a situation. Get out of victim mentality. That's also something I see with this spread. It's you have to get back into your own power, and to do so you need to get back in touch with your emotions. Really important. If you don't trust yourself, people will not trust you, and life will not make you feel like you can, you know, trust others. Others are just a reflection of yourself. So if you don't trust yourself, there's a great chance that people are not going to trust you. With love, impossible becomes possible. Everything is possible. Love is the most powerful energy of the universe. It gives us a demultiplied force, a magnified force, and it gives us the opportunity that we least expect for to be able to make a project come true. So there's really, it emphasizes love, and loving yourself first, you know. I ask my inner divine guidance to erase all the wrong programs that are making my life harder than it could. So if we can just ask our kind of soul or highest power to just erase the programs, the subconscious programs that we have absorbed through our life, and that makes us live a harder life. So it's really about release also of negative beliefs and really detrimental beliefs. If you want to check out subconscious reprogramming, you have to reprogram your thoughts to be able to manifest what you want, and this has to do once again with the unconscious. So it's all about love and changing your perspective on your situation. Switch change the glasses, you know, switch the state of mind, and everything will just start to unlock and blossom for the highest good of you and the rest of humanity. So just try to see the love, try to focus on what's working, and try to see where is the glitch that makes you incapable, perhaps to some degree, to receive this love and this sense of being that you deserve as a human being and not as a human doing, you know? You're a human being, so just try to be and sit with the emotions, even if they're uncomfortable. Be able to express yourself fully, openly, ask help if needed, and be able to be part of something greater than you by having some sort of purpose that will help you to go through all this month. Big month for most of us. So I hope this was out of service, and I'll see you around for another video, maybe perhaps next month, and I wish you the best. Trust yourself.